has already busted up.
Welcome to Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays, where the stats hit different. Every parlay got a beat behind it. It's your boy, Mr. CEO, and your boy, UFC J, who on fire. What up, though?
What's good, man? We turned like almost a $700 profit last weekend at UFC, man. It was a good card. My underdog won. My parlays was hitting. Everything was on point, man. So it was a good weekend for your boy. We just trying to run it back this weekend. So let's get after it.
Yeah, let's get it. And speaking of UFC J, 9-3, UFC London, fire, 16-5 run. Fire, dog of the week, plus 196. Fire, where that extinguisher at, man? Put that fire out, boy. Where that extinguisher at? We putting that fire out. What you talking about, man? What it is?
Hey, man, we try to stay level-headed because one thing I've said on this show plenty of times, the UFC will humble you. Once you start sniffing yourself, the UFC will humble you. But that 9-3 record, I'm a little mad because I took that David versus Goliath matchup, and that dude got his ass beat up out the UFC, bro. The 6'6" guy. And I had a funny feeling about it. So, yeah, bro. You know how it go. But let's get after it this week.
And I forgot one more thing. We got a J Parlay, Kristen Duncan, and Michael Page, minus 117. That one, you know what? That one hit too, y'all. Fire. Let's jump on to the first matchup. We got Alexia at minus 800. Here go one of these again. Versus Bruno Brazil at plus 540. I be wondering, man, why the heck Vegas have minus 800 on one side, but only give me plus 540 on the other side, man? Give me plus 800. What you got, man?
Man, you know who's gonna win this fight, bro. Now, in the past, we've been seeing a lot of these minus 800 struggle and things of that nature.
Yes.
But this young lady right here, she's off her rocker, bro. She's smiling, happy-go-lucky, just a heavy-fisted female that just loves to fight. The other woman that she's fighting against is someone that's on their way out to UFC. You see this a lot, like when you have the opening of the prelims, when you have two women, you either have one that's on their way out and somebody that's coming up, or you have two people that's freshly in the UFC trying to get some legs up under them. Bruno Brazil stands no chance. She's not really good at anything. I expect her to fully get knocked out. But with minus 800, man, I'm staying away from it. I ain't putting it on none of my parlays. But give me Alexia.
All right, we're going to jump on to another one. This one is actually close. We got Ricky Simon at minus 145, Adrian Yanez at plus 120. This is real close when it comes to UFC, man, when you got these odds, man.
Ricky Simon's from Seattle, man, and I'm a strong believer when it comes to fist fighting and shit like that. When you're in your hometown, you're not trying to take an L. Both of these guys are able to get beat up, like, you know. And when I say beat up, I don't want to say like beat to sleep and stuff, but they get their chins touched, they get rocked, they stand and trade. It is what it is. In a situation like this, I got to take the hometown guy. I've seen more of Ricky Simon. I know he'll stand and trade in the pocket. I know he has heart fighting at home. I'm going to go with the hometown kid. Give me Ricky Simon.
All right, we're going to jump, moving right along. Navajo Stirling at minus 650 versus Bruno Lopez at plus 460. Another one of these ones where you come in and don't know UFC. You thinking it's easy when it's minus 650, but it normally be like that, man. What's this one light work?
Bro, what is that like? Do you watch TikTok and stuff? How the kids watch TikTok and you see someone getting beat up and they be like, bah! And then all of a sudden it's like, go to sleep or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what we gonna have here, bro. It's nothing even to discuss. Go to sleep. That's how it's gonna be, bro.
So that's just how it is. That's the whole analysis right there.
Fuck, or whatever they be saying. That's what it's gonna be. This shit ain't even.
Man, y'all just heard the best analysis ever, man. I want to watch this fight too, because I want to watch Navajo make Bruno go to sleep. All right,
sleep,
man.
Bro. Sleep.
We gonna jump on to a close one. We got Tyrell Fortune at minus 140 versus Marcin Tybura at plus 115.
Okay, so with this one, the way I see it is Tybura he has a fake number by his name. The heavyweight division is terrible. in the UFC right now. You got a lot of fat, sloppy people. This guy does not have heavyweight power, but he's been fighting forever. He has a respectable UFC record. He could possibly make it tough, but he's mostly a wrestler. They trying to get this heavyweight division back on track. If you've been
Okay.
noticing, a lot of these cats been losing by knockout. This
Mm-hmm.
guy Tyrell Fortune is coming in, bro. He has, and the wild part is he's a striker most part, but he was an NCAA champion Division II at wrestling, so he can tussle with you if he has to.
Okay.
This is one of them where they're trying to get that in shape powerhouse. I can strike you, knock you down, build the heavyweight division back. If Tyrell Fortune loses to Marcin, Tybura, or to whatever the fuck his name is, it's gonna be all bad, bro. It's a bad look. He's one of these out of shape heavyweights, and they're giving him a fake number. The only reason he's moving up in the scorecards is because people are falling out. He has not done anything. He has no real credible wins. He's just one of the heavyweights that's there. So they had to
Mm-hmm.
rank somebody. So again, I expect Fortune to be able to hit harder, and I don't think Marcin can out wrestle him. So I honestly don't see a way that Fortune loses this fight unless his conditioning is not up to standard. Now, mind you, he has not been in the UFC, so it's levels. When you step into the
Mm-hmm.
UFC, them lights can get bright and you can get weird. But picking this fight, I'm taking Tyrell Fortune.
So in this fight, you telling me from what you just said, it's a 99%, 9.9% chance. Well, not 9.9% chance, a 9.9 out of 10% chance that Tyrell win this game. I mean, win this match.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's a 90% chance because the only reason he would lose is mental. He get out there, he get nervous because of the crowd. He's never fought in front of a crowd this big. Lights get too bright. You know how people get to doing weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he get taken down, he get nervous, give up a round. But if he sticks to the game plan, he's set up to get this man up out of there. This would be another go to sleep, you know what I'm saying, type situation, bro.
Real quick, man. Why you Okay, so I just had to get this on the card. When UFC J say 9 out of 10 chance, man, we're gonna at least put that on the card. And as we speak, I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but I did just get an alert that Purdue calls game on Texas. So I guess we'll find out after the show. We're gonna jump over to Chase Hooper minus 280 versus Lance Gibson Jr. at plus 220. Man, what you got on this one?
Lance Gibson Jr., I didn't like the way he looked against Bobby Green. When a guy kind of stalks you, doesn't put his hands up, walks around, just puffs his chest out, eats your punches, and then kind of beats you to sleep, I lose a lot of respect for you. Chase Hooper has had some issues, bro. He was on his way up and he had a brutal loss, so people are writing him off. But I've seen a lot more out of Chase Hooper. He can kind of give it to you how you want it. Strong grappler. He'll strike with you. And he just has that dog in him. He's not going to give up. You got to knock him out. And from what I've seen from Lance Gibson Jr., could he
Mm-hmm.
make the fight a little tougher than expected? Yeah, but I don't think he has what it takes to knock him out. He's going to have to outpoint him, meaning he has to win 2 rounds and Hooper has to lose, or excuse me, Hooper has to lose 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to go all 3 for Gibson to have a chance to win this fight. I don't see him submitting him or anything else. So with that being said, I understand why Chase Hooper is minus 280. In my book, he's minus 200. I expect him to win this fight relatively easy. No knockout. I expect him to win 3-0.
Chase Hooper.
Yes.
So he wouldn't be minus 200. You saying he would be like more like minus 300 then, if you thinking it's that easy.
No, minus 200
Minus
because I
200,
think
you saying Lance Gibson got a chance then, because you saying that Vegas
nah,
got a rated crowd.
I don't really think he got a chance, but I mean, you know what I mean? They at the apex, judging gets weird. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We've seen it plenty of times. I just don't think so. For you to be a minus 300 or higher to me, that means I'm expecting the fight to stop at some point.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That makes sense. All right, we're gonna jump over to the next fight. We got Terrance McKinney minus 170. That's funny, man. Misprint. I That's funny, y'all. I might even correct it while you're talking and flip it back up. But I got Terrance McKinney versus minus 170 and versus Kyle. I got a triple threat match right here, man. We got Terrance McKinney fighting minus 170, fighting Kyle Nelson at plus 140. You see the little misprint? But what you got on this one, bro?
Man, Terrance McKinney reminds me like if you went to public school back in a certain era, man, he's one of them kids that got the funny smile, smell like pee, that used to beat up people in the hallway. You know the type of guy I'm talking about, bro. rode that short bus, but he's a violent guy. Like for that round and a half, he's causing hell. But after that round and a half, bro, he turned to dust, bro. He has no stamina, no endurance. So this fight's going one of two ways. Either McKinney ends it early, or this fight goes into deep waters and he will fade. I'm gonna take Terrance McKinney because Kyle Nelson. I mean, I've seen some bouts with him. Game opponent, you know what I mean? He can beat up anybody in the bar. But when it comes to UFC, I don't see him being skilled like that. I think Terrance McKinney is the faster striker. I think if he goes to the ground early, he will have his way with him. It's just, can he get him out of there? Because when he does not get people up out of there, that's when he runs into problems. Can Kyle Nelson last? Anybody could last a round and a half with UFC training. So it's a tough fight. I'm going to lean toward McKinney. If you ask me how confident I am in it, I'll say a 6.
Okay. And my triple threat joke was funny, man. Soften up over there, homie. He over there. I know you focused, man. Soften up a little bit, man. All right, let's jump on to the next match.
Tell Stat to holler at me, man.
You said what?
I said, I'm focused, man. Tell Stat and them to holler at me, man.
I see, man. That's what happened when you UFC J. Mansur Abdul-Malik at -130 versus... We got Belgaroui. I know I probably said that wrong. Yousri, I don't know, man. We got +105 plus versus -130, man. Who you got? The -130 or the +105?
Man, this is one that I'm not gonna put on my card, man.
Okay.
Mansur is undefeated American brother. I'm rooting for him against the Netherlands guy. The other guy can wrestle really well, but he's giving up some fights more than I like. He's like 9-3. He's giving up some fights. He lost some fights he could have easily won. I don't want to say he gasses out, but when the shit gets hard, he tends to kind of just, I don't want to fight no more and just try to make it through the fight. Yeah. For what I've seen against Mansur, not the best of competition, but fast hands, power in both hands, he can get you to the ground and pound. I haven't seen him submit, but from what I understand on the regional, he was able to do that as well. This is a prospect against a guy that has a lot of skills that hasn't shown it yet. So, Black American, I'm leaning toward Mansur.
So that's a lean. You ain't a lock for you.
No, bro. You can see the odds. It's not a lock. Mansur has not fought the competition for me to be confident about it. Like to me, it's just kind of like a If we were watching basketball, right, and we were all in the gym and we lined up a whole bunch of NBA players from, we'll say, like 1998. Ricky Davis takes the court. We see him out there. He's just running, gunning, dunking on everybody. And we're like, yo, dog could be a Hall of Famer. But when he got out there with NBA talent, he could score 25 points here and there, but his career was nowhere near Hall of Fame. That's what I see with a guy like this. Like, he got the tools, but just because you got the tools don't make sure. I mean, shit, I can name people for days.
Yeah, so you
maybe he could be Vince Carter or he could be Kendall Gill. That's what I see out of him. He's still in his proving process to me, so I'm not putting no money on him.
Okay,
but I'm leaning that way.
I sound like you was calling him Kyle Kuzma on the Wizards. That's what I thought you was calling him.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Kuzma get buckets, but same type of situation, bro.
Yeah. I remember when he first left the Lakers and went to the Wizards, and somebody said he's gonna average 25 points a game for a whole season, and he gonna be this and he gonna be that. And just like you said, you can do that. You can be a third stringer. You know what I'm saying? You could be a 6-man, but when you the man on the team, it's a whole different ball game. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. All right, we got Douglas at -310 versus Julian Erosa at +245. What you got on this one?
Man, this is another one, a setup for somebody to get knocked into the front row. I've watched a few of Julian's fights, man. He starts off strong, then he ends up getting rocked, and then he starts trying to wrestle, leaving himself open for other shots. Next thing you know, he getting rocked, and then the ref is coming in, pulling somebody up off of him. This Douglas cat is a guy with crazy power against a guy with non-crazy power. So what is he going to do? He can't strike with him.
Okay.
When he get people down, he really can't hold them down like that. This is not a spot for an upset. This is a spot for somebody to get knocked, just cleanly get knocked out, bro. What we've been saying, go to sleep. That's what it's gonna be, bro.
Yeah. And guess what, man? I just threw him on the show parlay too. So now we got a 2-piece. We'll see if we'll make it a 3. But right now we have +120 with a little 2-piece parlay from the Jays, UFC Jays analysis. All right, we're gonna jump over to the next fight. We got Michael minus here go again. These minus. I mean, I don't like these minus 800s, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Michael at minus 800 versus Niko Price at plus 540. And again, Vegas, man, give me plus 800. What you got?
Well, for this, man, like, so again, you see these mostly with fight nights, bro. They try to showcase talent and get them over. So when they put these guys on a pay-per-view card against like quality opponents, you know who they are. You start to like them. They gather star power. Niko Price is nothing. I'm not even sure he's a UFC quality fighter. Last
Okay.
time I seen him, he got beat up pretty quickly. I don't know if this is a knockout or not, but this ain't even worth talking about. This is an easy win for me to boost my record. I'm not putting it on my card because minus 800 is not worth it. It's just really not worth it. So I'm leaning this way. This will be a win we talk about when we say, hey, he went 11-1, 10-2, 9-3. This is going to be one of the wins.
Okay.
That simple.
So we got another one. Fuck.
That simple.
Go to sleep. All right, we're going to jump over to Maycee Barber, minus 190 versus Alexa Grasso at plus 155, man. This is the main event before the main event, man. What you got on this one?
Co-main event, and this is a rematch fight. And people know I love these rematch fights. In the first fight, Alexa Grasso got Maycee Barber. And as the fight went on, Maycee Barber showed she had that dog and was coming back toward the end. If it would have been 5 rounds, Maycee Barber probably would have got her up out of there. But she was struggling. Alexa Grasso is a striker. And the thing is, this is one of them fights that made Maycee Barber better. So she's gone back, worked on her striking, worked on everything, changed who she is. Like, everything about Maycee Barber has become UFC. I'm talking about, and it's so wild. Not even just like her look. Everything is somebody that wants to be a star in the UFC. Her fighting style is none of this. Just she's not gonna hold you against the cage. She's trying to end people, bro. Because a lot of female grapplers don't do that. She went and got some work done. So she's looking feminine. So people are like, oh, who is that? You know what I'm saying? She's talking the talk like, hey, this girl beat me. I want blood. I want people to see this so I can become a champion. This is a hurdle for me to become a champion. Now, Alexa Grasso was a former champion. Once you get to the top, the only way to go from the top is to go down. She's lost her last couple fights. She's slipping in the rankings. She's a quality fighter. But in a situation like this, when the rematch, when it's time to run it back, you got to give me the hungrier fighter. To me, this is like RoboCop versus Bruno back then, when everybody was like, "Oh, Bruno gonna do it again." No, nah, bro, it's different. You get a second chance at somebody. You got a chance to work on your deficiencies and your flaws, your problems, and you're correcting them. Now you get to see the person who exposed them flaws you used to have. She's salivating to get to this fight. So when it comes to women fights, I don't like to pick knockouts or submissions. But if I was going to pick a knockout in a woman's fight, I haven't done it at all this year. This would be one that I picked to stop. I'm all about Maycee Barber whooping her ass, getting a title shot, and becoming a future champion. So I'm taking Maycee Barber, bro. And confidence level 9 out of 10 on this get back. I just think sometimes some people need to lose, bro. And some people need to lose because their coaches can't reach them and tell them what you need to work on and get better at and everything else. This woman has gotten better. And like when you hear her talk, even though she's done some of these other things, UFC, the main thing is UFC. That's all it is. If you go to her page, training. It's all about the UFC, bro. Where some of these other people are trying to do this, trying to do skits, trying to get people. Nah, the UFC. You see her interview. She talk about, man, I got to get this back. I got to get it back in blood. I respect it. I think she goes out there, puts on a performance, and I would be surprised if she's not fighting for a title later this year.
So that's all you got to say, man. So we got Maycee Barber at minus 190, the favorite. We got RoboCop. That was in the same situation last time. Knockout, check. You know, you don't normally call women fight knockouts. You call this one should be a knockout, possibly. Check. UFC J said it. Check. We're gonna add this on the show parlay. Check. All right, let's jump on to this main event. This one prior to the show, I think Jay was shaking his head, man, kind of like, I don't know, man. What you got? What's your final take?
I really I'm gonna go with Izzy, bro. I'm gonna go with Izzy. Cause I believe from just watching other fights, it's levels to this. if you don't watch UFC, you know the name Israel Adesanya or Sanya, excuse me. You know him. You know him as Izzy. You've seen him. You've seen his work. He's been on a bad streak. He was a champion that was fighting 4 times a year. He was giving people work. He's lost his last 3 fights, but in each one of those fights, he was winning before he got clipped. And when I say clipped, he got finished.
Okay. Knockout,
Even
submission?
knockouts, bro. Well, one was a submission, 2 knockouts. But he's the last person to beat oh boy, I can't, why is his name Alex Pereira. He's got the last win over Alex Pereira, and that's
So real
another
quick,
star.
my question is, if he
Yeah.
got finished 3 times, knocked out twice, I would
No,
want to know.
yeah.
My thing I would want to know is Joe a knockout artist?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a knockout artist, bro. He's gonna keep
I ain't
coming
touching.
forward.
I ain't
He,
touching this,
he gonna
bro.
keep coming forward. And if his hands get to his chin, that's why you see me kind of over here like,
I ain't touching this one, bro. If I touch this one, I know you UFC J, but you didn't told me enough, man. If I touch this one, I'm gonna touch Joe.
It's scary, man, because you got one of the best of all time over here, but he might be on the tail end of his career. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when it's over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he lose this fight, I think this might be his last UFC fight. You're gonna see him over there on that MVP card at Netflix because he'll just be a name and a draw at this point. Pyfer has power. He's gonna keep walking forward. He's gonna keep tagging you. Like this is
And
strange.
you still
Like,
want Izzy?
dog, 2 years ago, Izzy would be up on this like minus 450 to 300 plus 300. He's the better skilled fighter, man. He's faster. He's longer. He commands the ring better. He can kind of, he can do a little bit of everything. He's literally one of the GOATs. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Joe Pyfer is never going to be a Hall of Famer. This is the number 4 ranked middleweight in a stacked division going against the number 14th ranked middleweight. This is UFC basically say, hey, Izzy, we love you, bro. We got to get you back on the winning streak, and we got to give you a credible name. We got to get you another win so we can start boosting you back up for the fights. You're supposed to be you're not supposed to be on a fight night. You're supposed to be co-main event or main event in the main card. So I'm looking at it that way. But this other dude, if he touches chin, man, and I hate to say this word, Izzy's become chinny, bro. He's been clippable. Like, once that chin gets hit, he ain't bouncing back the same. And once you see that happen once or twice, 3 times, you kind of like, well, damn, bro. It is what it is. But speed wise, I still believe there's levels to this, man. And this guy is not a top 10 middleweight. I gotta lean Izzy with a hell of a lot of caution.
So you saying basically Izzy lost 3 in a row. He got finished 3 times, 2 knockouts, but all 3 of those fighters were better than Joe?
Way better. Way better. Way better, bro.
Okay.
Way better. And the other thing that's giving me hope, Izzy was winning those fights before he got clipped, bro. He was winning. And low key, I think Izzy's lost 4 of his last 5. He hasn't won a fight, I think, since 2023. 2023.
Okay.
It's been a minute, bro. So, yeah, but I'm leaning this way because, again, all of those guys are elite. Sean Strickland, you probably heard of him. Driscus is a monster. You know what I mean?
Okay. So that makes sense.
He wasn't losing to no busters, bro. So I just gotta say, like, man, he ran into some tough luck and he was winning all them fights. You know what I'm saying? Except for
one. It makes sense. So basically,
he beat Alex Pereira. That's the guy on the UFC card that moved up to heavyweight, fighting for the heavyweight. They were about to put him against John Jones. Like, Izzy's the last person to beat him. Like, this guy was really him. So it's hard for me. But if he loses this fight, bro, I think it's over. He's
so
what, 35, 36?
So basically, he fought the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Ravens, and then now he about to fight the Jets.
Nah, it ain't that low, bro. I would say.
So about the Panthers, Carolina Panthers?
He about to fight the Cowboys with that defense last year. That's what he about to fight.
Okay.
Crazy offense. They have this defense. So he fighting a 7-9 team, like a middle of the pack team.
I got
you. And if he can't beat him, it's a lot of trouble here, bro. It's a lot, especially if he get knocked out. Now, if he lose and it's a close fight and shit didn't go his way, okay, that's one thing. But if he get clipped again, you know, he might start getting that Chuck Liddell treatment. Remember how they just said, "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you can't come back. Like, we're
Yeah.
not letting you fight no more." So
Okay, we'll see. I think I'm gonna stay away then. Might stay away from that one. All right, we're gonna jump over to UFC J Parlay. He got Stirling, he got Hooper, and he got a dude that we did not even talk about today on the parlay, man. How that happened? What happened at?
man, bro, I was looking for that fight, man, on that card I sent you. I didn't even see him on there. So
He
I'm
was on
assuming he's
there,
still going.
and
Oh,
he
I
wasn't
didn't.
circled.
I just didn't circle him. Man, all of these. This parlay right here is 2 knockouts and a dude winning 3-0. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Just trying to double my money, man. And the only reason I did it like this, usually I go a little farther with my parlay, but I didn't have an underdog of the week. Like
Okay.
I had one for that Casey lady that we didn't talk about, Casey versus the Gabriella. But the thing is, that's not really an underdog. It was like minus 106 or whatnot. So I figured I'll just put 3 of the heavy hitters or 3 of the heavy favorites together, get some plus
Okay.
money. This should be easy to go.
Okay, so you like Hooper like that then?
Yeah, I expect him to win three over that.
Yeah, you did say that, and I was thinking about that one. So you expecting to go the distance, but
Yeah.
but he's better in just about every way where you think that it's gonna be unanimous.
Yeah, man. When you lose to a guy walking around with his hands down, and he's not like Anderson Silva or Izzy or one of these all-time greats, he just a guy that like to scrap California style, like run me my fade, and you can't beat him. I had, and he was 39 years old. Yeah, I got a problem with that, bro. I can't pick you. I think this is an easy win.
I think I'm gonna throw Hooper on the parlay. I ain't throwing Where's Waldo on the parlay, but I might throw Hooper on this boy. So we got plus 341. And tell me if you 9 out of 10 on all these. We got Tyrell Fortune.
9 out of 10.
Douglas with Lerryan Douglas.
9 out of 10.
We got Maycee Barber, and we got Chase
10
Hooper.
out of 10.
And Chase Hooper.
8 out of 10.
Ooh.
8 out of 10, bro.
So the CEO analytics not adding up, man. You said it's gonna be a 3-0, but it's 8 out of 10.
Yeah, bro. Shit. Hey, man, this combat sports, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody else, I feel like can win they fight that you just named has a strong possibility of ending those fights early.
Early. Makes sense.
Or fighting with intentions to end it early.
Makes sense.
Hooper is going to fight with intentions to end early, but can he end it early?
And
the longer these fights go,
the judges' hands.
The judges, and then don't forget, when you start getting tired, man, it's easier to get clipped. Like, I expect Hooper to win, man, but I'm not giving you my 9 out of 10 stamp. Like, okay, so let me put it to you like this. I'm 9 out of 10 on Maycee Barber, but I'm almost 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Tyrell Fortune, the only reason he's not a 10 out of 10 is this is his first fight on such a big stage. Oh boy, I expect him to knock him out.
Yeah.
No, I expect him to knock him out. Like, so that's an 11 out of 10. Hooper, I don't know if you're gonna get him up out of there early. I think I can't give you 9 out of 10 if I expect you to win each round.
Okay.
Outpoint somebody.
So we're gonna do it like this, y'all. We're gonna give y'all 2 short parlays, man. We're gonna give y'all our 9 out of 10s. We got 3 of them, and then we're gonna add an 8 out of 10 that should go 3-0. So we got plus 341. Y'all remember this for the show. We're gonna track this next week. We got Fortune, Douglas, Barber, and Hooper is plus 341. If y'all want to take Hooper off, which we will, that's gonna be our next parlay. And that one, when you take Hooper off, let me screenshot this boy real quick, man. Take this off, so because they don't do it like I'm in Fanatics and you can't save it like you can save in FanDuel. And so, and then I know this always tripping when I'm trying to take him off. All right, so we got plus 236 with Fortune, Douglas, and Barber. So we got 2 parlays for the show. We got a parlay right there. So we got 3 parlays for the show, y'all, man. And guess what, y'all? We just win different, man. So what you got, man?
Man, I ain't got nothing, man. UFC, back to what we do, man. This is what I do. I'm back to get some money, man. You just told me Purdue hit a last second shot. I'm glad. I want to go check that shit out. I'm UFC J for a reason, man. I appreciate the support. I see we starting to do more and more numbers. So let's keep the wave going, man. I'm gonna stay humble with it. I'm gonna stay doing research, and hopefully I got some good answers for you. If I say 9 out of 10, I bet that if I was you.
Definitely.
Or bet these, as my host would say, bet these. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think you said it the wrong way, man. You want to tell them to bet these,
Pause.
man.
Yeah. Bet
Yeah,
these.
you
Pause.
said,
There's a whole lot of pausing on that.
yeah,
One. I don't
pause
know.
on all that, man. You
Shit,
said it.
dog.
You say it right, man. You got to say it right, man. All right, man. So what we want?
We want that smoke.
We want that smoke, man. It's the GMB Get Money Boys. This is what we
Boys,
do, man.
We
And
gonna
what you
see.
say last show?
Real quick, man. No UFC next week. It's Easter, bro.
So. Okay. And what about the attitude again? We got to end on that one again, man.
Wait, your attitude is your altitude?
Yeah.
Your attitude is your altitude, bro. Remember that when you betting.
And if you lose, what happens if you lose?
I forgot what I said, bro. I don't remember. I forgot what I said. What if you lose? What?
I don't remember, man. I just hoping you remember on the top of your head.
I forgot, man, bro. I remember your attitude is your altitude, man. I got a whole bunch of man. I sell cars, so I be having to flip crazy talk all the time. Like when I have to deny somebody because their credit ain't right, I'll be like, hey, yo, bro. You know, when we put this credit app in, we got to shoot for the stars. And if something gets in our way, let's alter our shot. So cannot get that 21 Durango over there. We're going to put you in a 12 Altima. So,
since Jay don't know how to say that bet these pause, we're going to end with another pause. Guess how Purdue won? With a tip in. Pause.